Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Feature in Focus. My name is Brandy. As always, I am the CS team lead here at Ideal Traits, and I have a new guest, a new face this week with us. We have the team lead of our virtual hiring assistant program, and we'll be kind of diving into what that program looks like. We'll actually see it live in someone's account and just kind of talking about the perks of this upgraded program. So, Faith, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Feature and Focus is one of my fave segments that we do. So I am so excited to be a guest. Like Brandy said, I am the team lead of VHA. I have Keegan on the team as well, and then of course our team of callers as well. So we have definitely quite the team. I'm sure if you're on VHA or have been on VHA, obviously you've worked with myself or with Keegan before. So yeah, excited to kind of deep dive into the program and share all the tips and tricks. Thanks for
Awesome.
having me, Brandy.
Yeah, excited. So, for some of you, we're kind of looking at our attendee list, and it looks like we have a wide variety of some people attending that have been on VHA. Maybe you haven't. I think a few that are currently on VHA. So we have a
Yeah.
broad audience today. But for the attendees that maybe you aren't familiar with VHA, this is a monthly subscription that you can add on to your current account. It being monthly, it really gives you that flexibility of if you are trying to make a hire quickly, really looking for that extra attention. Sometimes we refer to it as like a white glove service. You
hmm
can turn this upgrade on for the month or stay on it for additional months if it's a really great fit for you. So, what VHA is really the name. You will have virtual hiring assistants who will call, email, and text all of your candidates to get them to complete that assessment and video interview. If you attended our webinar, I'm going to say about a month ago, we went
hmm
over video interview and what that is. It is essentially a one-way video interview tool that the candidates can record themselves answering up to 5 questions. And then you, as the person hiring these candidates, can review those videos at your own leisure. So, really, when you are available, saves you a little bit of that back and forth.
hmm
But there are lots of additional features that kind of come with VHA. So I actually am hiring for a additional CS rep on our CS team here at Ideal Traits, and we use this program internally. So a little bit of the background of kind of how it works as um, the hiring manager that is looking for a role. So
Yeah.
I had Faith flip on VHA in my account. For you guys, it would be purchasing this monthly subscription. And then the next is really just collecting information. So Faith has put together a really user friendly um, form that will then populate in your account that you will be able to give all the information that you want about the job ad, your company, what you're looking for, the culture of your office. Am I forgetting anything else, Faith, that you kind of collect from us?
I don't think so. No. I mean, it goes over uniqueness,
Yeah.
awards, anything like that. That's probably the first part, I should say, the first form you fill out
Yeah.
for VHA. So,
So once you get all this information submitted, then we have a member of our team will write you a custom job ad. So this job ad is going to be tailored to your company. It's really taking all that information you gave to really be competitive in the market. With that, we'll do some market research. So comparing your salary to other jobs in the area, looking at different job titles, looking at definitely some states have a lot more jobs posted or a little bit
hmm
tougher.
hmm
If you're looking for someone that maybe has a certain license or they are bilingual, all these different things we take into account to make sure that your job ad is competitive. And you actually get two free custom job ads with this program. So you can hire for a few positions if that's something you're kind of looking for.
hmm
So the next step is once we get that job ad wrote for you, as you will get that emailed over. Isn't it email faith
Hmm. Yeah.
notification? Okay,
Yeah, we
perfect.
send an email and then I actually follow up too, and I will send an email. Sometimes they get lost, but also in my email, I include like a tutorial on how to get back there because some people want to
Got
go
it.
back to the job section of their account versus VHA. So just reminding them to go back to VHA instead of the actual job section of their account because it is a special um, part of your account that gets added when you purchase VHA. So not
Yep.
everybody has access to it. So
Yeah. So from there, you'll get to review that custom job ad. So you are always in the driver's seat. You approve that ad, make sure it's exactly what you'd like. If you have edits, you can send those edits back over to Faith or Keegan, and they are happy to kind of update things along the way. And then from that, you kind of do some of the final setup. So you get to determine what are those questions for your video interview that you would like to ask the candidates. Faith,
mm,
with that, can you talk a little bit about video interview, kind of how it helps?
yeah, so video interview is kind of like replacing the phone screen when you are interviewing with a candidate. And so most people will probably look at their resume, they'll look at their assessment and schedule a quick 10, 15-minute phone call with them potentially. Kind of talk about their
Yeah.
resume, talk about their experience, why they want to work for the company, things like that. But the video interview is kind of a replace of that. So what separates you from other candidates? What attracted you to apply for our company? What are you looking for to your next role? Things that you would typically ask really during a phone screen. And so you can do up to 5 questions on VHA. You can pick, we have, I want to say over 100 questions, which sounds intimidating and it sounds like a lot. But there's some for sales, there's some for service, there's some for telemarketers or office managers. We've got tons in there. So lots of variety. But yeah, it ultimately, I mean, it doesn't take more than 10 minutes, even if you have the full 5 questions for the candidates to complete the video interview. And then it's going to, of course, show you their demeanor, how they carry themselves, body language, and then obviously the actual questions to the answer or the actual answers to the questions as well too. So it really replaces that phone screen. And I think Brandy, you can speak personally on the video interview and how that's kind of helped you because you're
Oh,
using
yeah.
VHA right now. So what is your favorite thing about? I guess I would turn it back and say, what's
Yeah.
your favorite thing about video interviewing?
No, it is such a time saver.
Yeah.
Obviously, you are looking at a candidate's resume, you are looking over their skills, their pre-qualifying questions you have set up, but it is such a time saver when you can kind of skip that phone interview and ask those couple first questions and you get to see the candidate.
Yeah.
So for us, especially for CS, like we do a ton of video calls, so I'm really curious how the candidate presents themselves on camera. Are they professional? Can they speak
Yeah.
well? Are they making good eye contact? All those different kind of things that I'm like, okay, they could be a great fit. Or I'm like, all right, maybe not a fit for this position. So it just it for me, my day is usually very, very busy. So um dealing with if someone like no shows for an interview is always frustrating. So this
Hmm.
is kind of a way I can sprinkle it into my day or at
Yeah.
the end of the day or in the morning. I'll review all the video interviews and it's at my own personal time that I can kind of sprinkle in when it makes sense versus
Yeah.
kind of waiting on the candidates.
Yeah. It's also, I think, a good I want to say filter for lack of a better word, but really, if you have a candidate that completes the assessment, but they don't complete the video interview, that really tells you how interested or serious they are about the role as
Yeah.
well, too. And so, do you follow that? If they don't do the video interview, then you wait for them to complete it as well?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so that is how right now our position is remote. So we do get
Yes.
a good
Lots.
chunk of candidates. So for me personally, I do wait for them to complete the assessment and the video interview. And then I have my notifications turned on. Once a candidate has completed that video interview, I then go and review that candidate. So
Perfect.
that is my personal kind of hiring technique. I know lots of other clients will still review them even if they haven't completed it.
Hmm.
But this is a great feature of VHA is by the time they are getting to me, Face Team has ensured that they have applied, they have a resume, they took the assessment, completed that video interview, and then I am able to just really focus on reviewing the candidate. If it's someone I want to move forward, I move forward with that official interview where we can actually kind of dive into seeing if they're a good fit for the role. I already know they have all the qualifications I was looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Great.
But so we will kind of dive into what this looks like in my account actually.
Mhm.
One thing that Faith, would love for you to kind of explain a little bit further is how often are your team communicating with these candidates? What is that cadence?
Yeah, so they get for the assessment themselves, or I should say alone, they get up to 11 contacts between phone
Wow.
calls, emails, and text messages. So it
Yeah.
is a lot. It's quite a bit. After they do the assessment, of course, we're going to send them the video interview based on the questions that you chose. And so it could be 3 questions, it could be 4 questions, it could be 5, it could be 1. I do have a couple clients that only did 1 question, and that is their choice, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I have people that do that. And then after they complete after that video interview is sent, then we're gonna contact them up to 8 times between phone calls and emails to have them complete the video interview. So sometimes we do have candidates that are a little bit quicker. Brenda and I were actually looking through her account this morning and really noticing that there's quite a few people that do the assessment pretty quickly and they just need a little extra nudge for the video interview. So it took us a little bit to find somebody, and eventually we'll show you what the comments look like when the team does call inside the candidate profile. You'll be able to track those comments in that activity from the candidate perspective and see, okay, yep, Faith and her team already called once. They left a voicemail for the assessment. Looks like they completed it. This is where the video interview was sent. This is where they called for the video interview, things like that. So you are able to also track that as well. You can see exactly where we're at in the kind of contact process to be able to know where they're at, how many calls have already been made, how many are left, things like that. So yeah, 11 for the assessment and then 8 for the video interview. So up to, I should say. So
Yeah.
lots.
Lots of contacts. There is no, and I think something, obviously we're minding your candidates to take these things.
Hmm.
But another big part is this is their first impression of your
Hmm.
company, of what it would be like to work at your business. So um I always encourage, I mean, for clients that aren't on BHA, like still pick up the phone, call your candidates, let them know, hey, an assessment was sent, a video
Yeah.
interview was sent. So this is really taking that off your plate, but it is a friendly person calling saying, hey, thank you for applying to this company. The next step in the process is going to be getting that assessment complete. Can I
Hmm.
help you? Are you having any issues? Did you receive that? So it's really giving that great first impression of your business that the candidate's like, wow, I applied yesterday. They already called me. They're very
Yeah.
interested in me. And it really sets you apart of this candidate's applying to 20 other positions.
Hmm.
Um, and they receive a call from you within 24 hours, like it puts you right at the top of their list.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's been big feedback from candidates as well. Is just they really do appreciate knowing exactly what that step is going to look like. Because we will go over if they have questions about the assessment, we'll let them know it takes about 20 to 30 minutes. There's 3 sections. This is how long each section is. And then sometimes we do also have candidates that are like, okay, well, what's the next step? And so we'll give them a heads up about the video interview if they do ask. And again, this is how you connect your camera. This is how you connect your microphone. We'll also help troubleshoot with them as well too. If they're trying to use external headphones, how to connect that so that way the video interview picks up their audio, right? So that is also some things that we'll do as well that not many people know about either. We're not just throwing them to the wolves and telling them to figure it out. We still kind of handhold the candidates as well too, as well as the owner of who is actually hiring um, while they're on BHA as well too. So lots of handholding for both sides of it ultimately. So yeah.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to note too was we call 7 days a week too. So it's not just Monday through Friday. We are also calling on Saturday and Sunday as well too. And candidates really enjoy that as well. Most of them, if not all, have a job already Monday through Friday. And so they're not able to complete the assessment or even the video interview until Saturday or Sunday. So getting that kind of communication on the weekends is also helpful for them. So
Yeah. I love that. We just added that actually. So
we
if
did,
you
yeah.
have been on VHA in the past, I want to say that was in the last couple months, Faith, you started doing weekends.
Yeah, I would say within the last 6 months, I would say it is
Okay.
not, it's still definitely newer for sure. Yes. So
Yeah.
it's a good ad.
Awesome. Well,
So,
we will dive into kind of what this looks like in your account, being the account holder. So, once you purchase VHA, you will see this purple banner that is right at the top of your screen. This is where kind of all things VHA are housed. So, when you first sign up and you click into this banner, that will take you into the area to create your job ads, enter some information. Um, and then after you have completed your job ads, your account is up and running. This is where your reporting will be housed. So I can click into that right now. So
hmm
your reporting, this is going to be just your overview of your whole account, kind of what Faith and her team are working on. So you can see right from here how many applies you've had, how many people have completed the full VHA life cycle, how many text message, phone calls, emails have been sent on your behalf, all the different contacts. My really favorite part is seeing the completion rate. And this
yeah.
is something that is night and day compared to if you're doing this on your own or if you're on VHA. We were kind of looking at some reporting, and with sending the assessment on your own, the average was right around, I think, 36%, you said, Faith.
hmm
And you can see in my account, 40% of all of my applies are completing that assessment. And then same with that video interview, it's about 33% complete the video interview just from sending it. And with the team calling and emailing, my completion rate is at 52%. So really increasing those completion rates, which is only really benefiting you, giving you a wider candidate pool of information and interviews to review.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what it is. It's a toolbox ultimately. What's what we call the candidate profile is the candidate's toolbox, so your toolbox on every single candidate. And I love showing this report to people because you can go through every single candidate and look at their comments and their activity and see like where they're at in the process. But this report gives you a perfect example of like just like Brandy was saying, how many text messages have been sent, what phone calls we've made, how many we've made, and those completion rates. So this gives you like factual what's going on in your account, and you can access this anytime, and it does also update live too. So as the team is calling, they're sending emails, they're sending texts, these numbers are updating live as well. So it's always most up to date, even if somebody just called or sent a text 2 minutes ago, it's going to be up to date for you as well.
yeah,
So
I love it. I
love
love
it.
reporting. So for
Brandy's
if
all
you are,
about the numbers.
I know. And it's great too, like when if you are someone that you're reporting back to higher ups and
Yeah,
managers, you are able to be like, hey, this is where we're at. This
yeah,
is where this program, the money that we spend on it is going towards. Like you can see results firsthand in real time,
yeah.
which I love. So, but
To see it.
for kind of reviewing the candidates, so we'll kind of show you what that looks like. When you are on your candidates tab, you'll see this new VHA working, this little purple icon, I would almost say. So
hmm
this is letting you know that the VHA team is working on that candidate. So you can see they applied today. So most likely the team is reaching out, reminding them to take their assessment. You can see right here they have not taken the assessment. Um, this next candidate that already applied today too looks like they already took that assessment. So the VHA team is most likely calling to get them to complete that video interview. Um, we did want to show you guys a great example of somebody that got a few different. So this Kelly right here, you can see it is now green and it says VHA is complete. So this most likely means that the team has done all of their outreaches, and they have now completed the video interview and the assessment. Faith,
hmm
what happens if your team reaches out and they don't complete everything?
Yeah, so I'll kind of break it up between assessment and video interview because it is a little bit different. So for the assessment, if they don't complete the assessment, they will go into your archive folder as a passive candidate. That doesn't mean they'll get deleted in a week's time or 30 days or anything like that. They'll still stay in your account, but they are passive because, again, going back to those number of contact attempts, it's 11. So quite a few contacts. And if they get through those 11 contact attempts and they don't complete the assessment, they will go into archive. If the candidate does come back and complete the assessment, we'll pull them out of archive and send them that video interview. And then getting into the video interview, two things can happen. Obviously, with Kelly, we did finish our contact attempts and Kelly completed the video interview. There are going to be candidates, though, that make it through all those contact attempts and they don't complete the video interview. So they'll still have that yellow gold underneath their video interview column, and they'll stay in the assessment complete stage. So we don't auto archive those candidates that have done the assessment but not the video interview. We leave those to really the client to archive on their own, because they might find somebody that has experience, that has the assessment result that they're looking for, but they haven't done the video interview yet. So I do have clients that will try calling them or try emailing them to see if they can get the video interview completed, or do a video interview, or I'm sorry, an actual interview if they want to, just depending on the candidate and the client. So
Yeah. No, I love that. And I think the biggest thing is with this program, I mean, obviously we are holding your hand along the way, but you are always in the driver's seat. So these are
yes,
your candidates. They apply to your job. If you want to um, call someone, interview someone based on whatever criteria you want, like it is fully your account. We are just kind of facilitating, making sure they're completing these steps, and obviously, Faith and Keegan are there along the way to answer questions, kind of guiding you through the personality results. If you have questions on that, just making sure you're kind of getting to the end result of hopefully making a hire.
yes,
Um, so looking into Kelly, if you guys are along this left-hand side and click on the comments and activities, this is where all of the communication will be tracked. So every time that the VHA team is sending an email or giving a phone call, it is tracked. So you can actually see the notes
yeah,
of, like our team Max spoke on the phone, encourage them to take the video interview. You can see it was resent to take the video interview. You can see when the assessment was taken, that a voicemail was left. Every single communication is tracked. So you are able to see kind of exactly where each candidate is in the process. Um, and like Faith kind of said earlier, you'll see if they take that assessment before we reach out those handful of times, it will just move them farther. So they
correct.
may not
Yeah.
get all, was it 11 or 13 contacts?
Yeah, if they we it's sometimes if you have a candidate that applies after 5:30 Eastern time, then they will get called obviously the next day. But a lot sometimes candidates will jump ahead. They'll get their emails and they'll look through those and complete the assessment on their own. So sometimes that does happen. In that case, those are eager candidates, and if they do, they're not kept in the assessment stage until we can get to call them. They'll just get moved to the assessment complete. They'll get sent the video interview, and then they'll get added to that call list to complete the video interview. So we
Yeah,
move with them ultimately. So
yeah. Awesome. So, anything else to add, Faith? That is pretty much the whole
I was
program.
gonna
Obviously,
say, I feel like we've gone pretty in depth,
I know, I know.
which is a good
Uh,
thing. I'm glad.
yes,
Then they can see
yes,
real life, in depth what it looks like. And I know it's harder for sometimes when some clients join VHA. It's jumping ahead a little bit on this is what to expect. So seeing it live like this in person in action while it's happening, I
yeah.
think is a little bit easier to grasp and understand as well too. So
For sure, for sure. So if VHA is something you are interested in, so the VHA program is $5.99 a month, and that is a reoccurring fee that will just continue until you let us know you would like to get off the program.
mhm.
There is a initial startup fee, and this is really just to get those custom job ads, that market research. You'll meet with Faith or Keegan at the very beginning just to kind of get a full overview, kind of touch base on what you are looking for. So there is a small fee for that as well. Correct me, Faith, it is $5.98,
Yes,
the startup
it
fee.
is.
Perfect.
Yep, yep, absolutely.
So if this is something you are interested in, if you have additional questions, want to chat with support some more on some deeper questions on if VHA is the right fit for you, We will be sending this video out as a recording. You can reply right in the email, and it will actually come straight to my inbox. So I'm happy to help. Or you guys are always welcome to down here in the bottom right to send us a chat. Just let us know you attended the VHA webinar and you have some questions. Or up here in the top right, the little question mark, you can also request a support call. Jump on a call with our support team. They will be happy to kind of walk you through any questions you have on VHA, if it is a great fit. Um, oh, someone just asked when I'll be sending the recording out. It will actually be going out Monday. Our marketing team is actually traveling right now at an event. So she will be back
Mhm.
Monday, edit the video, and she will be emailing it out to you all. With all our feature and focus, they are all recorded and they are all on YouTube. So you guys are always welcome to um, go back and look at those different videos as well as we kind of go through each feature. But Faith, anything else to add?
I don't think so. No, that's it.
Awesome.
All you got it all. So
Well, give us a holler if you guys need anything, if you're interested in learning more about VHA. And we will see you all next week for our next feature and focus.
see ya.
Bye.